I believe that the robots that you can fuck are like, it's imminent. It's imminent. And you know what? I think they're all gonna look like Andrew Tate. Hello. From the Cut and the Vox Media Podcast Network, this is Tefi Talks. Guys, I gotta be honest with you. As I always am, I'm going through a bit of a Matthew McConaughey phase right now. It started in 1995, maybe 96. I have been fed so much Matthew McConaughey content lately because of my own doing. Me Googling Matthew McConaughey laughing, Matthew McConaughey giggling, Matthew McConaughey making me laugh. But recently, I've come across so much discourse about his mom. So his wife is Brazilian. Her name is Camila Alves Brasileira. Hearing how his mom treated her in the beginning of their relationship, basically like hazing her. And listen, I've met many a Texan mother, okay? I'm from Miami. That's pretty south, but Miami isn't like the south, but you meet a lot of Southerners, okay, in the state of Florida. Here's a quote. She would call me by all of Matthew's ex-girlfriends' names. She would start speaking Spanish with me. Mind you, Camila's Brazilian. She would start speaking Spanish with me in a very broken way, kind of putting down a bit, all kinds of stuff. You must really love that man, or everyone warned you about that woman. That's the only two things I can think of. Then again, looking at Matthew, maybe you would put up with that too, okay? Matthew McConaughey is such a whore of a man, and not in behavior, but in energy, that I guess I would put up with a lot too. There is a picture of Matthew McConaughey out there on the internet that I came across when I was like 12. And he is in a white button down. He's got like a tipsy glow. I think he's like holding a cocktail. And he's got a gold chain within his chest hair. And as a Latin woman, that is like a mating call to me. At 12 years old, I was like, I gotta let him go. I'm walking a thin line. I'm walking a thin line because I was already extremely committed to Freddie Prinze Jr. Matthew, I would love to have you on the show. I would love to have you on the show. I have so many questions for you. And if you were a white button down, unbuttoned to the middle, so will I. Let's go bar for bar. We can go bar for bar. We can go M for M. What M for M? If you're watching the show on YouTube, subscribe now. I'll give you a second. Hold on. Press the button. Just because I look away doesn't mean I'm not watching. I've got 2015 vision and I'm Latina. I can read your emails cheating on me from here. Please. Here at Tefi Talks, we like to talk about showbiz because there's no business like business that isn't mine. Today, I have a one-on-one with one of my bosses, and I'm very, very nervous about it. Editor-in-chief of The Cut, Lindsay Peoples, will be in the break room with me. But first, let's get into some headlines that caught my eye this week. Kaya Gerber, daughter of Cindy Crawford, and Homer Gear, son of Richard Gere, have both signed on to a Ryan Murphy show called The Shards, which isn't about poop. Who knows? When I tell you, have you watched The Shards? You'd be like, yours or mine? Hello? Why does this matter? Not the poop, but Homer and Kaya. Homer's dad, Richard, and Kaya's mom, Cindy, were once married. Cindy was 22. He was not. Tale as old as time. Okay, so the year's 1991. Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford elope in Vegas after Cindy said she would leave him if he didn't propose, which I feel is pretty common, whatever. Shortly after their marriage, both were accused of being gay. Why are you gay? Who is gay? And in 1994, they paid $30,000 American dollars to take out a full-page ad in the Times of London, stating their marriage was fine and monogamous and that they were both heterosexual, which is exactly what a gay person would do. No, I'm just kidding. The two then get divorced in 1994. It was speculated that she wanted kids, and he didn't, which is full circle now because his son is acting in a show with Kaya Gerber, okay? Which goes to show you could be Cindy Crawford, and if a man doesn't want to be with you, he won't be with you. You know what I mean? Which is fucking crazy. You don't want kids with Cindy fucking Crawford? Are you okay? Where's the head scan? Huh? What's it called? The CTE? No. Well, also, okay, I was on the TikTok the other day, and I see this edit that someone made. Like, good actor Nepo babies and bad actor Nepo babies. Imagine my face when I see, okay, good actor Nepo babies. Where's the obvious ones? Lily Rose Depp, right? In Nosferatu. Incredible stuff. You must rest. I love Nosferatu. Oh my God. A movie about yearning? That's besides the point. Maya Hawke, right? Then we have Margaret Qualley. Hello, The Maid is incredible. And then it goes to bad actors who are Nepo babies. Kaya Gerber and Maude Apatow. Don't you ever in your fucking life lie to my face because you're calling me an idiot. They are, if you ever speak about my bitches again, bad actors. First of all, I think Kaya Gerber is a great actress. I've watched Bottoms less than 8 times, more than 6. I think it's fucking fantastic. The Palms on Apple with Kristen Wiig. Yeah, she's incredible. She's a model who gets pregnant by somebody else's baby. And she plays it really fucking good. Then she's coming out now. No, that show where it's basically like Kate Hudson doing The Substance, and she's 22. It's called The Shell with Elizabeth Moss, Scientologist. Don't get me started. But she's incredible. Maude Apatow, how fucking dare you? It's getting a little desperate out here for clicks. Don't you ever in your fucking life speak on my bitches ever fucking again. Are you fucking crazy? Bad actor? Also, to Homer Gear, you gotta be a good actor. You can't be a bad actor with a name like Homer, okay? Please, I'm gonna need you to put your whole Garussi into that role, okay? I'm so sorry I've talked about pussy so much and poop. I'm so sorry. And to not include Philip Seymour Hoffman's son in the good actor Nepo baby lets me know that you know what the fuck you're talking about. Speaking of talented Nepo babies, my girl Miley Cyrus is engaged. No, not to me. That's just not the way the cookie crumbled in this lifetime. So Miley Cyrus steps out in LA for Avatar, Fire, and Ash for their premiere, wearing an engagement ring, making her engagement to Max Morando official. Max Morando, who is that? I'll answer. He's a drummer in a band called Lily, and the two were set up on a blind date in 2021. Miley says the blind date was more blind for her, but not for him because obviously he knows who the fuck Miley Cyrus is, okay? He is 27, she's 33, and she considers him her Gen Z interpreter. Quote from Miley, "He grew up with a laptop, and I had a desktop computer." The room is shaking. Mr. Krabs me in. That's a differentiator? I know that their age gap is only 6 years, and that's not that long in the grand scheme of things. Definitely not for Richard Gere. But there is something that changes your DNA about fighting with your brother about your turn at the family computer. Tefi, why are you bringing up the family computer? A source told Page 6, quote, he was still living at his parents' house when they started dating. He's in a band, and he lives at home with mom and dad, okay? Miley Cyrus is engaged to him. The male loneliness epidemic, it has to be their fault because I read stories like this. You know, like to the men listening, I mean, no, they're not. But if you happen to come across this on your timeline, that's a hint. But if you're living in your parents' house still, like you're living with your mom, Ma, the meatloaf, and you're thinking, women this, women that. You are too focused on mining, what's it called, the pussy coin of it all, You're listening to Andrew Tate and you're not locking in, telling your brother, move over, okay? Let me get the Dell. And not Adele the singer, the computer. Turn on your monitors and email Miley Cyrus, okay? You too could be a drummer in a band called Lily, whatever, and living with your parents. And you too could one day be engaged to Miley fucking Cyrus. Believe in yourselves. And also, before you email Miley Cyrus or whoever, perhaps change your email address from hypebeastmaster@bellsouth.net. Maybe that could also, that's my tip to you. You're welcome, free advice. Spotify Wrapped. Spotify Wrapped came out this past week, which means that we have to remember what we were going through on a random day in March when we listened to Bleeding Love 31 times in a row. I can look at my Spotify Wrapped data and know which days I was on the first day of my period. 1,000% that day that I played 31 Bleeding Loves back to back to back to back to back, I was on a plane. There's something about that air pressure that just makes me think of what's the saddest thing you can think about? It's that one day my cat, no, I just can't even say it. No, I won't. Don't even look at me. In amazing news that we won't cry about, Bad Bunny was the top global artist for the 4th year in a row. Mine was Britney Spears. Step your pussy coin game up, bitch. Please. Faithful, loyal to my bitch. Followed by Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Drake, and Billie Eilish. The thing most people are talking about is the listening age. Guess mine in the comments really quickly. Guess. Speaking of Billie Eilish. Guess. It was 38, which I think is fine because my top album and top artist is, like I said, Britney fucking Spears, okay? And Blackout's the album. I understand how that's elderly millennial. But what's the moral of the story, Tefi? What's your point? I don't have one. Fuck off. But Spotify made us think that we're all old souls. Charlie XCX's listening age was 75. Gracie Abrams was 14. Who is she? What are you listening to? Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. And that's what I like to call an age gap friendship, okay? That really is, when I think age gap, I'm now going to start thinking listening age, Oh my God, I'm exhausted. I've done enough work for the day. Hold on. Sorry, I was getting a call. I'm just not in the mood. I need a cup of the sludgiest coffee you've ever seen. I'm talking beyond airport, beyond airplane. I'm talking Breakroom. We've got our first guest ever, Lindsay Peoples, editor-in-chief of The Cut, and she's also my boss. What an honor. So let's head over to the Breakroom to talk about the buzziest stories of the year. From the Breakroom to breaking into some conversation. We're here in the Breakroom with our first guest ever. Editor-in-chief of a small little tiny publication called The Cut, Lindsay Peoples. Thank you for coming into the Breakroom with me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
You're my first guest. I am so excited.
We'll yap. So this is going to be fun.
We are proofs that yapping will get you everywhere.
Everywhere
you want to go. And sometimes in trouble. Alas.
I mean, not really.
I feel like when you're a yapper, you have to decide what kind of yapper you're going to be. And if you're going to be a real yapper, you're going to turn some people off.
Yes.
And those are not people you want to be around anyway.
No, I don't need everybody to like me. So that's fine.
I need payroll to like me.
Yes,
I need
absolutely.
HR to like me. Yes. So obviously, you've interviewed people in your life before, for a job.
Yes, I'm doing some today, actually.
Oh my God. Okay. Mm-hmm. What are some of the questions you ask during an interview?
Not even joking. I do ask, do you actually like to work?
Insane.
Very basic. I know. Don't judge me. But I think one of the biggest blessings is The Cut is really amazing.
Yes.
I love the team. I could not speak more highly of them. I'm so proud of them. Mm-hmm. But I think that it looks it looks like such a fun time, but it is a lot of work. It's a business. So I think it can be very easy to, what I say is like thirsty for attention, but not hungry to do the work. It's like you want to look like you're doing the work.
Oh, you want to post on Instagram.
You want to post that, like, here's my day in the life of doing this. Or you want to show people I did said story, but then what is it actually like behind the scenes? So that's where I really push.
I always tell people that I know in their early 20s that they're like, I just want to have like a cool job. I'm like, you're comparing yourself to the PA at the Grammys that after the red carpet closed, they took a picture in front of like the step and repeat.
Yes.
And you're like, this is a cool job. Mind you, that girl hates her life.
Correct.
Cried 4 times that day.
Yeah. Drove straight to In-N-Out.
Fire Festival lunch. Like, like literally. Yeah. So The Cut has had so many viral pieces.
Yes.
Pieces.
Stories.
So many viral moments. Off the top of my head, the West Village girl. I watch World War Z and I'm like, that's what it's like being in the West. That's what it's like being in the West Village right now. You know, but it must be nice to be a West Village girl. Came out May 5th.
Yes.
2025, right?
That feels like so long ago. Yeah.
It does feel like so. It was Cinco de Mayo. That's how I remember it. Because I went to Stone Street right after.
Not partying.
No, it was pouring rain. And I remember I sat down with Bryn and a couple other people and I'm like, this West Village piece is going to break the internet. When you think of the West Village with consuming media like The Hills and then living here for so long, what kind of person do you imagine?
I mean, I think in general, I'm always interested in archetypes. Like, we've done this in a lot of smaller ways where, like, we've paired in our fashion issues before a personality with, like, this kind of person wears this kind of purse and this kind of thing has a status symbol. My goal is always for people to start to use words that we create, but that's always the goal. So then we're just filtering down, like, what actually makes sense? What could you actually say? And somebody who doesn't live here gets it. That's really the thing. The terms like West Village Girl to me are always interesting because it's like, what do you think about? And the archetype, stereotype is really the same. No matter where you're from, you think about somebody being kind of annoying, kind of walking down the street like, this is my territory. This is how I am. And just the attitude and the personality is really the same in how anyone described it.
When I was growing up and when I first moved here, have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
If Buffalo Bill didn't kill anyone and he was like just a guy, you know what I mean? They would be living in the West Village, like bohemian, queer, artistic. Yes. And I went to the West Village the other day and I was holding my blazer clothes. I'm like, I have never been around this many white Grey Goose sneakers. Is it Grey Goose? No, that's vodka. Sponsor us here. No, but like, what's a goose? Super Goose?
Golden Goose.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
How are these girls affording these apartments?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think the money of it is really what is insane to me because I would never, as a 35-year-old, I would never pay that much to live in that neighborhood just to say that I live in the West Village.
I call the West Village plumbing with character. Never in my life.
That's correct.
When I think of a West Village girl, nothing comes before the Sunday Scaries posts, the Spotify Wrapped, the white tank top.
Yeah.
The white, they call it a wife pleaser now. Which
that's nice that they changed that.
I know. I'm like, when are we going to start calling it a lady stamp instead of a tramp stamp? Let's start moving these wheels. Let's grease these wheels of conversation. When it came to the West Village girl piece, was there any pushback, any commentary, any disagreements, any flagged comments?
I love to flag a comment. I also love to block people.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
No, that's on my personal accounts. I would say that it's always really interesting. I compare the comments on Instagram and TikTok versus the comments on our site are always very different. A lot of readers specifically saying like, I live in the West Village. I live in the West Village. This is not who I am. This is stereotyping me, all the things. we were right. I checked their Instagram. But then also a lot of people saying, why did we choose that one? And TBD. Honestly, we've been thinking about other archetypes to do in the future. It has to be real and proven. It can't just, we're not just making these up. That's the thing. So I think that people had really strong reactions because they were like, oh, 100% I know that girl, or 100% I used to be that girl. And unfortunately for y'all who are still that girl,
it's okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
Like, it's okay. You're not going to be that girl forever.
Correct.
You're going to be priced out. Like, it's going to happen. So the next story that I want to talk about is something that I think about. It's insane how much the cut has like swims between the grooves of my brain. I was just talking about Wendy Williams with my mom.
Oh.
So let me just recap this for people who haven't read it. Where are you living under a stupid rock? So Wendy Williams basically is under a conservatorship, which as a Britney fan, I feel hot all over. Hives.
Yeah.
But essentially, she's in a conservatorship because she has dementia.
Yes.
Right? She's talked about relying heavily on a dependency with alcohol. And I'm like, when a man dogs you out like that, it will melt your brain out of your fucking ears.
Yeah.
If I ever marry somebody and I see paparazzi pictures of you with your side bitch in your gold Lambo, yeah, I'm not going to jail. I'm going to PRISON, federal. Like the way they came in with Hannibal with the mask, like that's me. That's me. But what do you think about Wendy Williams?
It makes me really sad. I love Wendy. Like, oh my God. I think that there has never been, and there never will be, somebody like her. There's been so many things that have happened in the past couple of years, and I'm like, oh God, like I wish I knew what Wendy was thinking about this thing. And you just miss her voice, how candid, how funny. She wasn't scared of anyone. She really, I don't know. I just felt like she met the moment at such a interesting time in culture that like there's been so many things that I was like, oh, like we just need someone like that right now who will actually just say the thing that needs to be said and has the range to speak on it, right? And so it made me sad, but also because, look, I think that Hollywood culture, society never puts men in conservatorships, and they're very quick to put women into them. And so we see, like Britney Spears, like Wendy Williams, it happening very quickly. And then you're like, wait, how does this happen? What's going on? Is she okay? Is she being protected? And feeling like men are just allowed such a long highway of publicly just really
being batshit,
really being terrible to people, and it doesn't matter. And so I was interested in this story for a long time because I wanted to also just read something about her that was respectful of her. Like she's deserving of that.
My first memory of Wendy Williams is her on the red carpet. I think it was like the BET Awards, and it was after Confessions came out. Usher.
Yeah.
And she's screaming over to Usher, being like, where's the baby, Usher? And then she's looking at the camera, it's a lie! It's a lie! Confessions is a lie! It's a lie! And then she looks, and he's gay! That's my first memory. I must have been 13, 14. Where do you keep private life respectful when it comes to capacity?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not a popular answer, but I think it's important to have empathy as a journalist. I think people like to separate it and think that you are not supposed to have any emotion, and that as a journalist, you have to stay in this reporter of like what is fair and what is not. And I do agree to a certain extent, but I also just think that two things can be true at once. I think that there's so many gray areas and things, and I felt like a lot of things with her, I just wanted to treat it with care and a level of concern, because you got to take a little bit of the arrogance out of it, of thinking like, well, why would you do that? It's like,
which is what Wendy would do. Why would you do that?
I know.
But I tell people all the time, I live by a double standard. I will talk about pop culture. I'm not going to tell you about my private life. I don't care. There has to be, the idea that there's no double standard in life is insane. Like, if I'm going to stand up here and be like, I don't know, like so-and-so, this affair, you know, they had a bad relationship with their dad, and then they're like, what about your dad? I go, mind your business. There is a double standard. You can look at somebody who has ripped people to the shreds in the media and have empathy for them as a person.
100%. 100%. I think also, though, she is someone that was very transparent about her life. She gave a lot to people.
She cried on camera so much.
It wasn't as if, she never talked about it. But I think also, look, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with can change the trajectory of things. And I think you see that with her.
There's another story that is talked about quite often in my household. If hetero relationships are so bad, why do women go back for more?
I love this story.
Yes, because we've met men. We've met a man,
People had a lot of strong opinions on this story.
Oh my God, tell me some of them.
It basically it's on based on a class and a study that has been ongoing, and the professor teaches this basically and is talking about all the things in which how partnership benefits or does not benefit women and who they decide to partner with. It was one of my favorite stories because I felt like it's important for people to understand that when women often are talking about something, I just still don't feel like people take us seriously. I think people think it's like, well, you're just
hysterical.
It's like there's always something wrong with
We're
us.
Angry. Yeah, women are so angry. Women are. Yeah, it's not about us. We're ostracizing men.
Yeah, it's always the blame is on us, and so I found it validating for a lot of women to feel like, oh, right, like I have a choice. I'm opting out. People like to complain about it on social media, but then it's like, I'm sorry, have you been dating in 2025?
We're in a bubble. If
you haven't, I don't want to hear anything.
No, it's also people commenting who are like, I've been married for 35 years and
Shut
I love
up.
my husband.
We don't want to talk to you.
Who asked you?
I don't care that you met your boyfriend in high school. I don't care.
Be a 25-year-old girl in New York trying to find a man. Are you kidding?
Be 35.
35. No, that's I refuse to date men. I refuse.
I'm on the edge.
Yeah, on the edge. You're like, I'm like, she's like, I need one mask to raise their hand. Like, one mask that's me to raise their hand.
It's just insane.
If Coco the gorilla was able,
it's like who?
Coco the gorilla. Who you know I'm talking about?
Yes, but I didn't know where you were going.
I love that gorilla. Was able to express empathy better than my college sweetheart. There are problems happening here. There are problems happening here.
But women don't have to deal with those problems anymore. That's the thing. So that's what I wanted to do. And we've done so many things about that as well. Of like, oh wait, like why am I paying all these bills? It's like
and not 50-50. 50-50.
No.
Men want to talk about 50-50.
No.
What are you talking about?
Like paying for his stuff too, and you're doing everything in the house, and you're raising these kids.
Also, I'm looking for a housewife. Where's your house?
They ain't got nothing. Nothing.
Where's your house?
Nothing.
Let me see the down payment. And I know people are thinking, how could Tefi compare men to Coco the gorilla? Is Tefi comparing men to animals? Yes. Literally, yes.
I mean...
Yes. The Food 52 executive who used a company credit card for everything. I want to know exactly what ran through your head.
I mean, scams is such a classic Cut topic. And honestly, it was before when I worked at The Cut as an editor before. When I worked at The Cut before was when we had published Anna Delvey. And so it's been a long-standing area of culture that I find really interesting. But I think, honestly, the scams have gotten a lot more sophisticated. Shout out to the girls. You always got to hustle. I'm not mad about it. I really am not. Don't scam me, though.
Please.
Because then we'll
I can't take much more. Please.
No. But I think like Food 52 is a very like coastal elite like food brand, right? So like in my mind it was like, oh, like I would assume this place is kind of small, that like this kind of thing wouldn't happen, was my immediate
like
thought.
Know the founders. The founders are like, in the office.
This is not like a huge corporation where it's like there's 800 people and da-da-da.
You're not at Publix.
Right.
We have Anna Delvey, George Santos, who I think when I talk about supporting the girls,
the gag.
Yes. Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
Who I'm obsessed with. Do you think we as a culture should take these people's crimes more seriously? Or is it fine because they're doing it at the expense of like institutions or like MAGA, whatever?
Yeah. I mean, I think, look, like, I think you take them seriously in the way that you at least approach the reporting, but I think that some of it is funny because it's so crazy. Like when you read the Anna Delvey story, you're like, how did all of these people not say anything. And it's a lot of people, right? And I think even with the Food 52, it's like, if I was just charging up stuff on Net-a-Porter, that would not be something that I would be able to get away with at all. Like, there were multiple people who would flag it immediately. So I
Yes.
like, it's just one of those things where it is a little bit of humor of like, what is everybody involved doing for this to not be recognized? And there is some humor in that. Now, yes, like in the case of Jen Shaw, I mean, I watch Salt Lake City, so I was not thinking that was where we were going in harming elderly people, okay?
No.
Like, that, then like she was funny on the show, and so like there is some humor in like her going to jail, but you're like, girl, why would you do that?
I think social media has rotted people's brains too. Like, when I say I used to work for a stylist, they picture me fluffing Sofia Vergara's dress behind her. I am steaming her dress next to the only outlet, which is outside by the dumpster.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm burning myself. Like, people would be like, are you a chef? I'm like, no,
100%.
it's the metal steamer.
No.
You know? And also with being a editor-in-chief, people are just like, they picture Devil Wears Prada. I wish, bitch. I wish, bitch.
Y'all don't know.
No.
Y'all have no idea. No idea.
What's coming up with the cut?
Ooh.
What's coming up? What are you excited about?
End of December, I'm very excited about. For this year, 2025, we have a week of different voices that'll be on the site. And I'm very excited because they're not voices that have been on the site before. I don't know. I'm always interested in the things that other people are too scared to do. A sense of bravery and courage is always really important to me. And so the girls will be gagged. I'm excited.
Oh my God. Timothy Chalamet is going to be on the cut.
No.
Holy shit.
No.
Oh my God. George Santos is coming to the cut.
No. Like, but very
influential.
You'll have a lot to say.
Okay. It's Nicole.
Can't wait for you to see. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh my God, Nicole, I'm so excited. I know. What's your opinion on Nicole's wigs? That's all our time. That's all our time. Well, I'll see you outside in the office.
I'll see you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. Okay, hear me out. You know how every year you're like, I want to give gifts that are thoughtful, tasteful, actually useful. Yeah, me too. Here is your answer. Give a subscription to The Cut. The Cut covers it all. Your career, relationships, style, skincare routines, delivering signature columns. I hear that Tefi Talks has an incredible advice column, huh? Thought-provoking journalism, personal essays that sharpen your ideas and always end up in your group chat. Plus, a subscription unlocks everything across New York Magazine, from Vulture to The Strategist and beyond. And honestly, for the sake of self-care, get a subscription for yourself too. Right now, get $20 off annual subscriptions at thecut.com/gift and thank me later. Wasn't that so much fun? Enough positivity for the day. Can I be a bitch for a second? Today I'm going to be a bitch in a different way, okay? When I started the show, I thought, everyone's thinking it. Are you going to address it? I'm just going to address the elephant in the room, okay? Yeah, I did see my trainer this morning. I stopped seeing him for like 6-7 months. I began the training regimen again this morning, okay? Yeah, I got up at 8:30. I was there at 9, whatever. I did it till 9:30. Then I went to the then I went to go see a doctor to get my blood panel, and I thought maybe they would take me seriously because I was in kitten heels. That didn't work out. But about the trainer, you're like, oh my God, Tefi, you're changing on us. No, I'm not. Just because I'm in peak physical form. Don't be scared. Hey, don't be scared. Just because I'm in the fittest shape I could possibly be. I walked in, I thought, are they going to recognize me? Nay. Tefi, how much could you work out for 30 minutes? Well, I've got a fresh pump on my feet and in my arms. Ow. These things are loaded. So, yeah, can I be a bitch for a second and talk about how I want to be a normal girl? I don't want to be drafted into the heat. Miami Heat. I don't want to play professional basketball. I don't want to be anything but a normal girl. I'm already stable here in New York. I don't need to be drafted, but for the right price. And me and D Wade are a package deal. Don't you even think about bringing me back to Miami without my boy. Number 3. Was he number 3? Yeah, he was number 3. So what did we learn? This is what peak performance looks like. You know what? I'm open for a Gatorade commercial. Me, LeBron, Oops. Kaya Gerber and Mad Apatow, stand behind me. Cindy Crawford, call me. Lindsay Peoples and I are not West Village girls. And that's okay, because one day West Village girls will be Bushwick girls. If you're not already following the show, find us everywhere at Tefi Talks. Subscribe on YouTube and all the podcast platforms, Instagram and TikTok, so you can share it with your other work bestie. Ew. Tefi Talks is produced by the Vox Media Podcast Network and The Cut. For a special discount on New York Magazine and The Cut, visit nymag.com/Tefi. Bye-bye.